Before we begin with our next top story, we want to warn you this report may be hard to watch, and if there are little ones in the room, you may want to ask them to leave, because we're learning new details in the case of the MSU physicist accused of having sex with a dog. Today, Joseph Hattie was in an Ingham County courtroom to face bestiality charges. 7 Action News reporter Brian Abel joins us here in the studio now. And Brian, we heard from a man who says he witnessed Hattie touch that dog inappropriately.
And not only do we hear him talk about how he says Hattie sexually abused the dog, attorneys used a stuffed dog to show how. Again, this story is graphic, and the man was a confidential informant for investigators, testifying that he posted an ad on Craigslist as, quote, an outlet for a fantasy. He clarified for the court he was talking about bestiality and said Michigan State University health physicist Joseph Hattie responded to that ad. They eventually met up at Hattie's home, where both men allegedly molested Hattie's basset hound. Someone saw that ad on Craigslist, and that's what caught the attention of Ingham County Animal Control, who's investigating. They eventually arrested Hattie, took away the dog, and seized evidence, including an alleged picture of a man having sex with a dog, as well as multiple images on a computer of such acts. Now, the man on the stand today graphically talking about seeing Hattie fondle that dog.
I'm going to ask you if you would demonstrate for the court, please, exactly what you saw him do with his hands in regard to the dog flesh. You were in the front of the dog, petting the dog's head, is that correct?
Similar to this position.
Okay, and he comes behind with his hand, is that right?
He's over here reaching around like this, yes.
Okay.
Now, that man that you saw was granted immunity for his cooperation in this case. The judge was expected to rule if Hattie would go to trial, but a key piece of evidence has been called into question. That selfie of who investigators believe to be Hattie having sex with a dog, it didn't have a clearly visible tattoo on his calf, according to Hattie's lawyer, while his client does have a large calf tattoo. Now, the judge says if there is photographic evidence that shows Hattie couldn't have committed this crime, it is not merely a question of fact. If convicted, Hattie could spend up to 15 years in jail, and this hearing period extended for 2 more weeks. Reporting live in studio, Brian Abel, 7 Action News.
Disturbing to see that man smiling on the stand, Brian. All right, thanks so much.